Hello everyone, welcome to my live Facebook, coming to you live a lot from Durban in the last couple of days because there's a lot happening in Durban, especially at this time. So December time, Durban does a lot of work and that sort of thing. Throughout the year they do absolutely nothing. But let's just make sure that nobody from Durban sees this at all. Now I'm joined by Aisha and Mr. Jogi. Special announcement, we're launching another youth TV series. So it's something that the channel's looking at over the last couple of weeks, and that is to continue talking to our youth about the issues that affect them and how those problems could possibly be averted or be solved. So I've got Aisha with me. She's going to be the presenter of that show. Mr. Jogi is with us from the KZN office, and we're going to talk a bit about some of the things happening on the side. Aisha, welcome to Dean TV. Welcome to the Dean TV family. And we just want to find out, what is the show all about?
It will be aimed at the youth, targeting from the ages of 12 to 24 years old, dealing with what kids at school are, basically at what are they dealing with, their issues and current affairs, and how do they deal with these matters in terms of education, studies, with their parents, what's going on in their lives, current up-to-date programs.
So that's pertinent issues that are affecting the youth, and especially if we look at the youth today. And I know this has been an archetype and something that has probably come throughout time, and that was there were always challenges with the youth, but those challenges take shape throughout time. If we look at some of the issues today with youth, what do you think those very real problems are?
Cyberbullying, bullying also on Facebook, all these social networks. Also peer pressure, whatever the parents are like forcing them to do, either career-wise, things like that. But as I go into the show, I will go more in-depth.
Thank you, Aisha. So we want you to look out for that program. I think we're looking at launching around March next year. We also want to mention our other youth series that launches shortly, and that's Youth Ignited with Yasin Kipi, but his approach is totally different to where we're going with this one. But be that as it may, I think that there's a number of problems that could be resolved through some of the discussions in these programs, specifically related to the youth, who, as cliche.
Parents can also get involved, and they also give their feedback onto the show, and they can also comment and help us as well.
Of course. So therefore, even on this post, tell us what you'd like to see and what you'd want the channel, Dean TV and Aisha, to discuss on the program. I'm also joined by Mr. Jogi, our regional head here and the board chairman of Dean TV, and he wants to perhaps just give his comments about the program coming up, and he's got a special announcement to make for you today live on Facebook.
Thank you, Faizal. And Aisha, thank you for including me. When you said youth, I thought I fit into the category perfectly. Here's a challenge for you guys watching this. We still have not come up with a proper title for the show, but here's the challenge. The one that comes up with an appropriate title, with possibly a designed logo for the show as well. We're giving away a free StarSat decoder, but this has got to happen within the next 7 days, meaning that you have until next Tuesday to come up with this. So if you're up for the challenge, go for it. Thank you.
So a last question to you. I know that this particular program is going to be coming from the KZN region. Our Youth Ignited with Yasin Kipi is coming from our region. What's your thoughts about that? Because I think that there are also regional inferences and differences when it comes to the overall challenges that youth might face throughout the country.
It's a very important question. I think Yasin is going to be taking it more from an Islamic perspective, whereas Aisha is going to be taking it more from a general perspective, a social perspective. But I think about the differences between the different regions, and I think with what we've got technology-wise right now, I think we're going to overcome that quite easily, because Aisha is going to be able to interview people that are sitting in Cape Town and vice versa. And if Yasin is bringing a guest on, he can bring a guest on from maybe the KZN region into the Cape Town region. So I think there's going to be some sort of cross pollination between the programs, but I think all in all, when we fuse it together, I think it's going to be two very good programs coming up.
Thank you, Mr. Jogi and Aisha. Thank you for joining us. And just a last note, remember that you can win that StarSat decoder from the Durban office by simply coming up with a title for the new show. So it's a youth-related show. We want to see your comments and suggestions. And remember, there's a StarSat decoder to be won. Until next time, goodbye.